Welcome back, everyone. Today we are diving into one of the most heated topics swirling around the NFL right now, and it involves none other than the Dallas Cowboys. The conversation is loud, it's controversial, and it's igniting debates across sports media, fan forums, and locker rooms. Should the Cowboys consider firing Matt Eberflus, their defensive coordinator? Cowboys fans know that defense has always been one of the defining features of this team's identity. But in recent weeks, questions are mounting about whether Eberflus is truly the right man to be leading this unit. With pressure from ownership, media scrutiny, and fan frustrations building up, the future of Dallas's defensive coaching staff has suddenly become one of the biggest stories of the NFL season. In this video, we're going to unpack the rumors, analyze the situation, look at what's really going on inside the Cowboys organization, and even break down some of the top potential replacements if the Cowboys decide to make a move. This isn't just about one coach, it's about the entire direction of America's team and their chances at a Super Bowl run. The Cowboys' defense has had its highs and lows over the years. Under different coordinators, we've seen flashes of dominance but also stretches of inconsistency that have cost Dallas dearly in big moments. When Matt Eberflus came in, there were high expectations that his defensive schemes, discipline, and leadership would stabilize the unit. Eberflus has a reputation around the league as a sharp defensive mind, someone who emphasizes fundamentals and effort, and who helped shape successful defenses in previous stops. But when you're the defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys, the spotlight is different. Every missed assignment, every blown coverage, every lack of pressure on the quarterback is magnified and dissected by millions of fans and a relentless sports media. And right now, those magnifying glasses are zoomed directly on Eberflus. The Cowboys' defense has not been living up to the expectations, and with the stakes as high as they are this season, patience is wearing thin. The frustration stems from several glaring issues. First and foremost, the Cowboys have had trouble stopping high-powered offenses when it matters most. While the unit has looked solid against weaker competition, they've struggled in big-time matchups, and that's exactly where fans and analysts expect adjustments and schemes from a coordinator like Eberflus to make the difference. Then there's the inconsistency with the pass rush. For years, the Cowboys have prided themselves on having one of the most feared defensive fronts. But this year the pressure hasn't been as consistent, and quarterbacks are finding too much time in the pocket. That directly puts the secondary in trouble, and it's shown with breakdowns in coverage and costly big plays given up. These mistakes don't just hurt the scoreboard, they crush momentum and confidence. Cowboys fans can accept losses when the other team is simply better, but what drives them crazy is seeing mental errors and preventable breakdowns, and that's where the coordinator shoulders a huge amount of the blame. On top of that, let's not forget the bigger picture. This isn't just about X's and O's, it's about expectations. The Cowboys are under immense pressure this season to finally get back to the NFC Championship game and possibly the Super Bowl. Jerry Jones has made it clear that anything less than competing for a title is unacceptable. The front office has invested heavily in talent, from star pass rushers to lockdown corners, and yet the results on defense are not matching the investment. That gap between talent and performance is often the clearest sign that coaching could be the issue. Fans are asking, if this defense is stacked with elite players, why are they struggling to execute? Why are they giving up big plays in key moments? And why do they look unprepared against creative offenses? Those questions fall right on the shoulders of Matt Eberflus. Now here's where it gets really interesting. The chatter isn't just coming from fans, it's starting to ripple across insiders and media personalities close to the Cowboys. Some are suggesting that if the defense doesn't turn things around quickly, Jerry Jones could be forced to make a move mid-season. That's something rare in Dallas, but not impossible, especially when Jones feels that the team is wasting a golden opportunity. The idea of firing a defensive coordinator during a season sends shockwaves through a team, but sometimes it can serve as the wake-up call that players and coaches need. The question is, would Jones actually pull the trigger on Eberflus now, or wait until the off-season? If the Cowboys do decide to make a change, fans are already buzzing about potential replacements. One name that instantly comes up is Dan Quinn, who already has history in Dallas and is respected across the league as one of the brightest defensive minds. Cowboys fans loved Quinn's energy, his aggressive schemes, and his ability to connect with players. Bringing him back would feel like a reunion that could quickly restore confidence in the defense. Another candidate being floated is Vic Fangio, a defensive guru who has built elite units in multiple stops and is known for his ability to confuse quarterbacks with his intricate zone schemes. Fangio has the pedigree, and his availability could tempt Jones if he wants a big-name fix. You also can't rule out younger, rising stars in the coaching world. Names like DeMeco Ryans have shown how quickly a young coach can energize a defense and create an identity that players rally around. While Ryans himself is currently locked in with Houston, the Cowboys could look for the next version of that young, innovative defensive coach who brings fresh ideas and intensity. There are also whispers about college coaches who could make the jump, particularly those with aggressive, modern schemes that could translate to the NFL. Jones has never been afraid of making bold moves, and the Cowboys brand is strong enough to lure top talent if the position opens. Of course, making a change isn't without risks. Firing a defensive coordinator mid-season can disrupt continuity, create confusion, and sometimes make things worse before they get better. Players who have bought into a system suddenly have to adjust on the fly, and that can be chaotic. On the other hand, sometimes it sparks a sense of urgency and accountability that reignites a team. The Cowboys are at a crossroads here. Do they stick with Eberflus, hoping he can steady the ship and maximize the talent, or do they roll the dice on a replacement in search of immediate improvement? It's also worth noting the politics within the Cowboys organization. Jerry Jones is a hands-on owner who often makes decisions based on both football and brand impact. A coaching change like this would dominate headlines, and Jones knows it. Some argue that he loves the attention and wouldn't shy away from making such a dramatic move. Others believe he values stability too much mid-season and would rather wait until the off-season to evaluate the future of the defensive staff. The reality is, with every game, Eberflus's seat gets hotter. A strong defensive performance can buy him time, but another meltdown in a big matchup could be the breaking point. Fans are certainly divided. Some want Eberflus gone yesterday, blaming him for every miscue and every underwhelming performance. Others argue that the players themselves need to be more accountable, and that firing a coordinator is just scapegoating the coach. This debate is tearing through Cowboys Nation, with talk shows, podcasts, and social media buzzing nonstop. But at the end of the day, the decision won't come from fans, it'll come from Jerry Jones and the Cowboys leadership. And if history has taught us anything, it's that when Jerry feels the pressure, he's not afraid to shake things up. Looking ahead, the Cowboys have some critical games on the horizon that could define their season. These matchups will serve as the ultimate test for Eberflus and his defense. If they rise to the challenge, he may hold on to his job and quiet the rumors, at least temporarily. But if the same problems persist, blown coverages, lack of pass rush, failure to adjust, then the speculation will only grow louder, and the calls for his firing could become impossible to ignore. Every snap, every play call, and every result is now under the microscope. So, what does this all mean for the Cowboys' chances at a Super Bowl run? A defense that can't perform in big games is a massive liability, no matter how strong the offense is. We've seen too many Cowboys teams in the past collapse because they couldn't get stops when it mattered most. That's why this coaching question is so important. The difference between keeping Eberflus or moving on to a more proven defensive mind could be the difference between another disappointing season and finally breaking through the playoff ceiling. The Dallas Cowboys are at a critical moment. With a roster full of talent, a fanbase desperate for success, and an owner who demands results, the pressure on Matt Eberflus is immense. The rumors are swirling, The speculation is heating up, and the future of the Cowboys defense hangs in the balance. Will Jerry Jones stick with his coordinator and ride out the storm, or will he make the bold move that so many fans are calling for? That's the million-dollar question, and it could shape the rest of the Cowboys season. And as always, thank you for watching and staying with us as we dive deep into the latest breaking Cowboys news. If you enjoyed this update and want to stay on top of every rumor, every decision, and every piece of drama surrounding America's team, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll keep bringing you the updates that matter most to Cowboys Nation.